Hey everybody, it's Radley Valentine here with the Angel Tarot Show. This week, our topic is a fresh start with your guardian angels. Now, last week, we talked about a fresh start with Archangel Michael. So if you listened to that particular podcast, then you're going to know a little bit about angels, at least. So Archangel Michael is a grand archangel, and he is here for the entire world. He's omnipresent, so he can be in many, many places at once. Your guardian angels are very, very different. Your guardian angels are here for you and you only. Now, people usually have more than one guardian angel. I've never seen anybody with less than two. But if you believe in reincarnation, then you're going to find this very interesting, because your guardian angels know more about you than you do. And the reason is because they have been following you in and out of lifetimes, So you have the same two guardian angels for all of your lifetimes, or however many that you happen to have. But just like Archangel Michael, guardian angels can come in different views and forms, different genders with different names throughout all these different lifetimes. So I always use this example of, let's say that you are alive in the year 1801 and your name is Victoria, and you are a female, and you have two guardian angels, and you're a spiritualist, and you're really into angels, and you commune with angels on a regular basis. Now, Victoria is just a very prim and proper little thing. So she might want her guardian angels, or feel like she resonates with guardian angels that are like her. Maybe her guardian angels' names are Anna and Elizabeth, and maybe they're also prim and proper, all dressed in white with the white wings and the white halo and the traditional typical viewpoint of what a guardian angel might look like. Or it's possible that Victoria doesn't particularly feel safe where she lives in 1801, and maybe she perceives her guardian angels as big guys with armor on and making her feel safe and protected. Fast forward 222 years. Oh, that's funny, 222. I didn't do that on purpose. 222 years later, and let's say that Victoria has reincarnated, and now her name is Butch. And Butch drives a semi-truck. And so Butch probably doesn't relate to guardian angels being prissy and proper like Anna and Elizabeth. Maybe his guardian angels are bikers, and their names are Jack and Mitch. I don't know. So you can see how the guardian angels are presenting, that's what I call it, they are presenting themselves to Butch in such a way that he can relate to them, even though his soul a long time ago was Victoria and related to these same guardian angels in a totally different way. Now, let's get to that whole part that people ask about all the time. What is my guardian angel's name? Well, here you go. They don't care. They don't care. They could not care less. And they're not going to have the same names going from one lifetime into the next lifetime for the reasons that I just told you. You could call your two guardian angels mustard and ketchup, and that they would be fine, because they don't care. They don't care what you call them. All they care is that you call them, is that you talk to them, is that you speak to them, and that you allow them to help you in any way that they possibly can. Now, let's go backwards just a little bit to Little Radley. When Little Radley was 5 years old, that was the first time that I ever heard my guardian angel speak to me. But I didn't know that's what it was. I didn't know what it was. It was just, I felt like I just was like hearing something out of nowhere. So I didn't know how to define it. I didn't know how to name it. It wasn't until much, much later when I really started to work with angels that I realized, wait a minute, I've heard that voice before. I know that voice. That's the same voice I was hearing when I was little. So here's the story. A long time ago, this would have been somewhere around 1994. Yeah, maybe 94, 95, something like that. My then partner and I had bought a house in Knoxville, Tennessee, where I was raised. And we bought this house and we moved in. It was this really old house that had been completely rehabbed. It was beautiful, it looked great. But I was really starting to pursue my spirituality, my alternative spirituality, because religion was no longer working for me. And so I had walked away from that. And I was looking into spirituality and I was drawn to angels. And part of the reason that I was drawn to angels is because my mom was drawn to angels. My mom loved angels, not in the same way I did. She wasn't trying to specifically talk to them. My mom would always, she had a mug that said, "Have you hugged your angel today?" and a bumper sticker that said, "Never drive faster than your angels can fly," and angel brooches and stuff like that. So she loved that stuff. And so when I started to get into my alternate spirituality, I started to go, I really like angels and there's a lot of angel stuff going on right now. I think I'm going to get on that angel bandwagon. And so I was really into angels. I was really studying it. I was trying to communicate with them. And so one day I was in the house and I kept feeling like I was walking into thick energy that I didn't really quite understand what it was. And I know that one day I was walking down the hallway and I felt like I literally hit a wall. The hallway was clear, but I felt like I'd hit something, and I threw the laundry I just folded into the air, and it flew over the banister and down to this first floor. And that was in that moment where I was like, great, we have bought a haunted house. Fantastic. That's just awesome. And so I was talking to a friend, a very wise friend, about this, and her response was, "Well, Angel Boy, what makes you think it's something scary?" And I was like, So the next time I was alone in the house, I went into the master bedroom where I had a painting. And the painting was called The Watchers, and Watchers in the Night. And it was a guardian angel with a pole with a spear at the top, and he had his other hand with a palm upright, and there's a flame burning, and the flame burning in his hand is to light the room, to show you that there's a little 5-year-old boy sleeping in, he was asleep, and that's his guardian angel watching over him in the night. So you can see why I would have been drawn to that. So I had that painting hanging in the master bedroom, and so I sat at the end of the bed and I looked at the painting and I said, "You seem to know me, but I don't know you, and I would like to know you. So let's start with a name. What is your name?" And I heard Joshua, clear as a bell, not inside my head, not like clear audience where you hear to get spiritual information or you're using your divine gifts. But literally I heard it and it flipped me out. So I was like, you know what? That's good enough for today. And I went downstairs, got my car keys, and left the house. That night, I had my favorite dream that I've ever had in my entire life. And I don't know why, but I was in this seashell shop. I have to say that very carefully, in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I don't know why. But I was in this shop and I was looking at all the shells, and suddenly this really tall guy with long hair walks in, and it was like seeing someone that you hadn't seen in forever, that you love, that you adore, but you hadn't seen them in forever, and just bumping into each other in a seashell shop. And it was Joshua. And I ran to him and I was crying and he was crying and we were both laughing. And it was like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. And somewhere in there, I realized that, wait a minute, this isn't a dream. This is really happening. I'm I'm having a visitation from my guardian angel and I can see him. And then of course I woke up, which I hated. I tried to go back to sleep, just get back in there, but I couldn't make it happen. You know, that just never works, right? But that's where I really started to run with it. And I had this book, and it was called Angel Speak with an E on the end, one word, ANGELSPEAKE. And it was by Barbara Marx and Griswold. Oh, what's her first name? Trisha Griswold, I think. But the thing about it was that it made speaking to your angels easy. I mean, it was just like, it was just so easy to do it. And you have to suspend your disbelief. You have to, what does Colette Baron Reed always say? She always says, have the intention, I have the intention, no, I have the willingness to be willing for things to happen. I am willing to be willing for things to happen. And so you have to be willing for things to happen when you try to start to communicate with your guardian angels. And that book is a great way to start, by the way, and it's still in print. But your guardian angels want to communicate with you. They want it. They want to be a part of your life. And one of the things that is true is that you have to ask on a daily basis. Now, people always ask me why. And I know it seems, you'd think it would be nice if you could just say, dear guardian angels, please be with me today in all ways, all things, all directions of time. Let there be no limit to the ways in which you can assist me today. That's my little prayer. That's what I do every day. But in my channeling work and my research, I think it's because when we sleep, our soul reconnects to the divine, to the part of us that's on the other side. And it's almost like a reset. Like every day is a reset. And so when your soul kind of like comes back to its consciousness in your physical body, it's time to ask your angels to assist you again. So it's a little thing. It takes like 10 seconds tops, but it can really make a difference in your life. Now, the thing about it is that people sometimes look at this and go, well, Radleigh, that's all great for you. That's great because you just have this ability, you have this skill, you've always had it, and you can do this, but I can't. Untrue. You can do it. Anybody can do it. It takes a little bit of practice. Almost nobody walks out to a grand piano and plays a concerto without having ever practiced it at all. Almost nobody can do that. But you can get a connection to your guardian angels. And I am here to tell you, it will really change your life. It really will. It will make things so much easier for you if you have these guardian angels that you've come to know, in a deep and abiding way, so that you can ask them for their assistance and you can be open and willing to receive the information that they have to assist you on any given particular topic. The thing about it is that if you're new to all of this, if you're new to all of this angel stuff, let me help you. It's like I have tons of courses on my page. It's like RadleighValentine.com. You can go look, but it's like, if you're listening to this podcast, then, or this Angel Tarot show, if you're watching it, then the whole point of this is to help you get to know your angels. This is what I'm made for. I feel like I'm made for a couple of things. I'm made for taking the fear out of spirituality and helping people to have a magical life. And part of having a magical life is angels. And so you can tune into this podcast at mindbodyspirit.fm. You can tune in, and every week you can learn something new about how to have this magical life, about how to communicate with angels. We're going to be talking about tarot as well. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things. February, the entire month, is about self-care in all these different facets of our lives. But I want you to have what I have. I really, really do. I want you to have the magic of these amazing messengers from God in your life. And I want to help you to do that. So let's just start with a simple thing. Again, you can ask your angels for help any way you want, okay? Any way you want. But the way I do it is, dear guardian angels, please be with me today in all ways, in all things, in all directions of time. Let there be no limit to the ways in which you can assist me today. Now, if you want to know more about the specific archangels as well, I have a book called Manifesting Your Magical Life, and my stuff is in there to help you to learn about particular archangels. But you can just start with your guardian angels. It will make a tremendous difference. Another thing that I like to do is I call them angel walks. So once you start to try to connect to your guardian angels, try going for a walk. If the weather is allowing, but try going for a walk and just ask your guardian angels, please be with me now. And just open your mind and open your heart and hear what you hear. Do you feel like you're getting a message? Do you feel like someone is beside you? Just having the sense that someone is beside you can be incredible, because it tells you and reminds you that you're never alone. But just go for a walk, but you have to not question it. Now, the only thing that I want to give you caution about is that your ego, that's the part inside your head that doesn't believe in you and wants you to like not believe in yourself, will tell you that you're just making it up. And your ego will also say things like, well, you can't do this. Radley's special. He can do it. No, Radley's not special. Everybody can do this. Your ego will talk to you that way. Or your ego will say, well, you know what? You should never have done that. You messed that up so badly, and now it's just all screwed up in your life. That is not your guardian angels. Angel messages are pure love. Pure, unconditional love. That's because angels don't have egos. Angels do not judge you. You cannot make your guardian angels mad. It is simply impossible. There is no way, no how that you can make your guardian angels angry, because it's not in them. They don't know that. They're just going to love you no matter what you do. No matter what kind of trouble you get yourself into, no matter what, they're just going to unconditionally love you. And so the messages that you will receive from your guardian angels are sweet and kind and compassionate and understanding and non-judgmental. That's the kind of messages you'll get. You'll get messages like, Radley, we are so proud of you. Good job. Or, Radley, have you thought about heading in a different direction? These are the kinds of messages that you can get if you just practice it. So how about this? How about you start practicing this for the next week? Yeah, just start practicing it for the next week. We'll start talking about self-care, which will be helpful for you to open those channels. It will be very helpful for you to open those channels to do self-care. But just start trying to make a connection, right? Just start trying to make a connection. Another really easy way to make a connection is our oracle cards or tarot cards. But oracle cards, if you're just starting out, look up my Angel Answers oracle cards. And they're really easy, really simple, really lovely, really beautiful. Or if you want to talk to the big blue guy in the sky, Archangel Michael, I have my new Archangel Michael Sword of Light oracle cards, which are just fan-freaking-tastic. So you can try those as well. So if you want to learn more, I have a class coming up called Angel Guardians, Empowerment and Protection for 2023. And it's coming up. So if you want to check that out, you can go to radleyvalentine.com/Michael and find out all about it. Next up, the energetic weather report for January 29th through February 4th.